Coming up on Be Kind, Let's Rewind.
Today we are talking about our early 90s crushes.
But the shot of Pamela Anderson, it's like a side shot. I don't understand why there's not more respect given to side boob.
That turn you on? Well, it shouldn't, because that's my side boob.
But I think she was hotter because it made me think, because obviously you see that she is attractive. They're kind of just like dumbing her down. But then me at 11 or 12, I'm like, well, maybe I got a shot.
It stars David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. He just wanted the damn burger, man. We've all been there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
Will you go back out with me?
No!
Then the show must go on.
Welcome to Be Kind, Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast no one asked for, with your hosts, Chris, Leaf, and Shadwell.
Sing with auto-tune. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind, Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast that no one asked for. Today we are talking about our early 90s crushes. So we made a top 10 list. And just know that if you're offended by this top 10 list, that's why we made it.
And then the heavy set one said I had a receding hairline. I told her to go fuck herself. Oh, hey guys.
Hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you guys. So this should be a pretty fun one. We just ranked from a top 10 list, kind of off the top of our heads, narrowed it down, and we're just ready to kind of go into some memories here. But what I wanted to talk about before we go in this, we have this, we do it a lot sometimes, the low-hanging fruit in comedy. Well, I'll be damned if before I went to the beach this last week, I was at the vet's office, and I couldn't see the guy, but he's obviously like an old man in the other room, and he was talking about this old vet that he used to go to, and you can tell he's like just one of those dudes wanting to talk to everybody, like... And
anyone who will listen.
Yeah, and then he's like, and then he said, and then this cat that was in the office, it jumped on top of the printer, and I said, and he stops, and I was like, no, and he's just like,
yes,
that's a copycat if I've ever seen one. And I barged through the door and knocked him out. So I'm going to jail.
Long story short,
Long story short,
charges.
Assault charges.
Chris busted through the wall like Kool-Aid Man. He's like, oh no.
I was like, this one's for Brody. And so with that, let's just go ahead and jump into our
Out the street, you fucking bum.
fucking bum. So this week,
Don't be a fucking
bum. Get out of the street. This week, I'm actually kind of nursing some allergies or something, so I went the hot toddy route, but I put some of the Always Sunny in Philadelphia 4 Walls whiskey in there.
Oh my God.
Go support them, support their whiskey, and support Always Sunny because they're fucking funny. I love them.
Well,
so
they are.
We're both
Absolutely.
We're both supporting the arts tonight because I picked up Chris Stapleton's Traveler.
Oh,
Chris Stapleton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
A lot of times that's because of his
But-
background.
But it covers up my face.
he's like, that's all I got.
Gonna have-
It's like taking away a horse's cock. That's all he's got.
The face of the business.
Leaf, what do you got there, brother?
Man, my wife was a sweetheart. In honor of today, our topic, the crushes. Was it 90 to 94 is what we're doing?
We'll just call it early 90s, but yeah, man.
Early 90s. Don't at me, man. Listen, just like All right, like I have a delicious, the redheaded slut, dude, like a shot, baby. My wife made this. Look at the little guy on the
Nice,
top
dude. She
hat.
did a good
He
job.
fucks.
Oh,
She
You know
did,
what?
dude.
Angie Everhart did not make the list.
She did not, dude. None of the neither did any of my personal crushes. I realize this is just like a general list, but personally, I had a bit of a redheaded fetish when I was a kid. And
know what, though?
Gillian
made-
Anderson from X-Files didn't make it.
I would have
Dr. Beverly Crusher from Star Trek didn't make it.
I would have loved to have heard some input from you this entire fucking week when we were trying to put the show together.
Listen, next time.
It's not like this list just fell out of the sky.
Listen, I'm not an argumentative person, dude. This is a general list that most people will remember. No one wants to hear my nerdy fetishes, okay?
It's like I don't argue.
Wait,
guys.
why
I
did
just
you
wanna
have
bring
Deanna
it up on
Troy?
air.
Why are you bringing up Next Generation? You know it's Deanna Troy. Like, what are you doing?
Cheers. Dude, listen, I was young and dumb, all right? I didn't know any better, dude. Clearly, looking back, I
You
picked
knew
the
better.
wrong horse.
Yeah,
I bet the wrong
I
horse.
bet on the wrong horse. There it goes. Down the hatch. And a little garnish. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into our number 10, who actually the suggestion came from a friend of the show, Mr. John Finkel. Be sure to go buy his Macho Man book.
Please do.
Go purchase and support our brother. And this one is going to be Paula Abdul at number 10. So,
Oh my God.
she was fairly hot.
She takes two
Fairly
steps forward. 2 steps forward, and I put 2 on her back.
Are you bullets? Are you trying to assassinate Paula Abdul? Like, what do you mean by that, dude?
Assassination
Well, it's
by
not like-
pregnancy.
It's not, that's assassination of character.
The worst kind of
You know,
STD.
what's messed up is I really thought going into this, I was like, we can do this one pretty clean.
Yeah,
No, this is not.
we're
clean
barely into it, man.
like raw.
So, what do you got on Paula Abdul
What
there,
was
Lee?
that, Lee? Did you get choked?
Born on June 19th, 1962, Paula Abdul began taking dance lessons in ballet, jazz, and tap, of all things. And as a child,
What are you ever going to do with that?
Yeah.
I mean, right? What a worthless skill. However, during her freshman year of college, she was selected from a pool of 700 candidates for the cheerleading squad of the LA Lakers and became a choreographer a year later. And for the same organization, where she remained until 1986.
If anybody has seen the HBO documentary on Magic Johnson, or not documentary, the series, she's actually kind of featured there. She was kind of given credit as one of the first ones to organize the Laker girls as far as that dance style and everything.
And she
she
stayed there until what year?
86.
1986.
So
she
86.
stayed. She was.
So that was the year that she realized that $23,000 a year wasn't fucking shit.
Yeah.
Is that how much they get paid? Really?
And that's probably today.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awful.
For
That's actually a
as
travesty.
talented as those young ladies are.
Well, and you could see too, like she went on to be, do the choreography thing, like you mentioned. Where do you guys first remember seeing Paula Abdul? Because I think mine was.
I'll never forget it.
VH1.
Yeah, mine was VH1, and it was the 2 steps forward and 2 steps back.
'Cause I'm dressed like a cat.
So it was that one.
Nah, for
What
me.
was the video where she was on wires on a stage? Was that Rush?
Maybe, yeah. That
I'll
makes
never
sense.
forget the first time I ever saw her. It was at my friend's house, and his older sister asked us to leave the room when her video came on. It was the video for Cold Hearted.
Wow.
Because she said it was,
Cold-Hearted.
she said it was really, really nasty, which of course I was going to see it. Like after that, like I would have, hell and high water was not going to stop me from seeing Cold Hearted. She said it was one of the nastiest videos ever made.
You're like, that's fine. I'm just going to press record and tape over Power Rangers real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine.
it's MTV. They play the same video 32 times a day. I will.
You will eventually see that. It is MTV.
And I did. And I absolutely did. And to say there was some suggested. Now, this is by.
This is like late 80s, early 90s standards.
Late
man.
80s, early 90s standards. Like, don't at me with the fucking, well, there's other videos like way nastier. Like, this was probably the most suggestive dancing I have ever seen up until that point.
And that's
and even
actually what Dr. Jerry Buss wanted, the owner of the Lakers. That's what he started to turn the lake. Yes, he wanted. He was
a genius.
He wanted the. That's what's kind of. He invented the Laker girls, from what I understand. So, but he wanted some sort of halftime entertainment that weren't just like your rah rah, whatever. He wanted like
he
wanted sexual dancing, is what he wanted. Because he was he looked himself in the mirror and said,
I bet that tastes good.
That's what he did. So
that's the one.
That's Dr. Jerry Buss. There it is.
I can honestly say I don't think he could have picked a better choreographer because she just and I just want to say, like, from the get-go, Paula Abdul is probably one of the most underrated entertainers that exist on this very day. And it's unfortunate that, later on in her career, she was sort of typecast as like a reality television judge.
She was kind of typecast as, pills are good. Pills are good.
Yeah. She had so many like hits. She choreographed Janet Jackson's videos, What Have You Done For Me Lately, and Nasty.
Nasty
is what
Boys,
I meant to say.
They don't mean a thing.
Don't mean a damn thing, dude. And before she released her own album in 1988, Forever Your Girl was the name of the album, which had massive hits. Forever Your Girl, Straight Up, Opposites Attract, which y'all remember from with the cartoon, like dancing like goofy knockoff.
Why did we like cartoon? Why did we want cartoons to fuck humans back then? It happened with Roger Rabbit. Man. It happened with that.
When was,
it happened in Cool World.
You gotta speak for yourself.
When was
there was
Roger
obviously
Rabbit?
an appetite for it. There's you have Cool World, Roger Rabbit, this video.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? When was that released?
It had to be the 90s.
1988. It was the same, basically the same year. So for some reason, Chris is right. We had an obsession with sexually suggestive cartoons.
This is what's great about societies. We've moved on to step siblings now, so that's good to know. And
we've really progressed in life. If you ever wondered about what entertains,
now it's step siblings.
And you really got to blame the washer and dryer industry too, because they've made those dryers where they get stuck every time.
There's only one way to get people out of a stuck dryer.
And why have a camera inside there?
Well, you never know. How are you going to yell for help? If there's a camera in there, you can say, "Hey, I needed some help. I went too far in the washer, and now I appear to be stuck."
Help me, step bro.
And there's only one way I can think of to get you out of there.
That's the only one way.
I'm gonna have to push you in a little bit more
to reduce
and
the
then
swelling.
Out.
Yeah, and then back
and then in, and then out.
Look at that. What does that look like?
You know what, Pornhub? Shame on you. Shame on you. Look what you've done.
Currently 61 years of age, Paul Abdul has maintained a steady workload on reality television, of course, starring as a judge in such massive hits as The X Factor, Dancing with the Stars, and, of course, American Idol.
So
obviously.
that'll be our number 10. We'll go ahead and move over to our number 9. This is Heather Locklear, who is just freaking gorgeous.
So I don't know if you guys remember, I'm thinking it must have been in the late 70s, early 80s. There was a Swamp Thing movie that she was in.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I think that might have been her first. That might have been her debut, maybe.
Wow.
But I actually preferred her later on when she was in stuff like Spin City and 2.5 Men.
And when she was in Wayne's World, when she was like Garth's love interest or whatever, that's what I found mainly on these lists. The girls that I really kind of gravitated to all like these are obviously all like, you know, freaking 10s, like top of echelon of like attractive women. But the ones that had a sense of humor, like really like spoke to me more. The ones that could like had a personality about them and weren't just like. So anyway,
well, it's all about the personality. For sure.
No, I'm just saying that it helped.
It did. I agree with Chris. Like for me, like, you know, you could find like good looking women are like worth a dime a dozen. Even back then, there's this list. I'm sure a lot of people are mad right now because they're like, there could be so many people that aren't going to make this.
Bitches leave.
So many women aren't going to make this list. But the thing is that personality and sex appeal and all these other things that aren't specifically, you know, adjacent to their looks that matter. Like it matters, you know, a lot of other factors matter, which we'll go into. Yeah, I agree with Chris. Like this is Heather Locklear just had that just sex factor, man.
Dude, yeah.
Like
I will say one thing on the negative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if you could say negative, but for my personal taste, she was a little skinny. She was a little not curvy enough.
I can agree with it.
Her face is an 11 out of 10.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the women are a little on the skinny side for me.
Thanks,
especially.
Hollywood.
But
you're just as guilty as Pornhub, Hollywood.
You really are. There's blood on your hands. So.
Hollywood. I'm going to go off script here a little bit, but Hollywood told Margot Robbie that she needed to lose weight.
Yeah, they can get fucked.
Actually get fucked.
Like in a washing machine.
You guys are stupid.
I hope Hollywood goes and
step sis
gets stuck in a washing machine and gets fucked.
Idiots. Dude, Heather Locklear, born September 25th, 1961. Heather got started acting early with appearances and small roles on Chips. Who remembers the Chips? The Eric
Estrada or Nada.
Classic.
There you go.
And of course, Chris's favorite, 8 is Enough.
Dad! What? 8 is enough.
Young men worldwide mostly remember her, though, as Amanda Woodward on Aaron Spelling's drama series Melrose Place, beginning in 1993. Currently, she is 62 years of age, and she maintains a healthy social media presence and still has a fairly steady acting career. She's still doing stuff to this very day.
Man. I do.
And,
I think.
You know what?
What?
Courtney Thorne-Smith was also on Melrose Place. If you remember the Norm clip on Conan.
Oh yeah, the chairman.
So both of those were
chairman of the board.
Yeah. So they were both on 2.5 Men.
Oh wow! So they both made the jump. Nice. Glad that she got out of that messy Carrot Top situation.
Oh Jesus.
Wow.
Right over to Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, you know.
Oh man, you
I
just
think
go
it's
from
just
one
a
coke
you know
head
what?
to the next.
Yeah, maybe it's just the you're gonna get stuck in a washing machine no matter what. So I guess that's the narrative of this podcast.
Is that Pecan Rewine's life advice? No matter what you do, you're gonna get fucked in a washing machine. So you may as well choose.
It's best to always go into the laundry room with someone so you don't get stuck. And it's best to just not have a glass coffee table in your house.
That too. You know, these are traps.
These are dangerous pitfalls.
Yeah, these are traps. So with these traps,
we care about your well-being. We're trying to help you avoid bad situations.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So let's go to number 8. Number 8 is Cindy Crawford, who was everywhere in the early 90s, late 80s. The little Pepsi,
everywhere except where I wanted her to be.
Yeah, the Pepsi ads, man. I remember her on those. I remember her. She was on MTV.
You know what I remember thinking? I remember thinking, man, I bet George Michael is just railing her. Probably on the set of Freedom. They're probably like behind the stage, just going at it.
Vice versa.
Well, yeah.
It's like David Spade had that joke about Queen when he was growing up. He's like, I bet these guys get a lot of pussy.
Wow.
It was like assless chaps. No idea.
No, yeah.
People just didn't realize back then, especially when you're a kid, you just don't know, man.
Dude,
you just
yeah.
don't know.
Well, no,
dude.
he didn't come out. He was like He was on Kelly Kapowski's door or her wall or whatever on Saved by the Bell. Like, every girl.
Oh yeah, George Michael was like, definitely sought after by every girl. I mean, how can you not? He was in Wham, for God's sakes.
He was in Wham, dude, with
you put your ball sack into my mouth
with finger. He had fingerless gloves, dude. He had fingerless gloves.
I mean,
listen.
Well, they had fingers before he started with that guy. Cindy Crawford. Cindy Crawford.
Born.
Can we get a picture of Cindy Crawford back up here?
Yeah. Born February 20th, 1966. She, like so many others, got her start in modeling even before she left high school. Gross.
High school.
Dude, like we're gonna talk about that as the co-ed of the week in Illinois Magazine as the DeKalb Nightly co-ed of the week. That was her first photo shoot.
Wow.
She was then recruited by a modeling agency, famous one. Over the years, of course, and through as we grew up, as Chris mentioned, literally in everything, she's frequented the cover of just about every magazine in existence. Before we finally got to see those rockin' tits in Playboy in 1988, baby, where she was eventually ranked, in the end, number 5 on Playboy's list of 100 sexiest stars of the 20th century. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Well, with her, what I really liked with her, though, is like she had like almost the classic innocence of a girl next door, but still had like just an assload of sexiness with her.
So Cindy Crawford for me, Cindy Crawford was the unattainable woman. Like, she was so attractive. I felt like she was one of the first women I ever saw in my entire life. There's like no chance that like I could ever even talk to her, or she would even give me the time of day, even as a friend.
She was the reality dose of what the head cheerleader in high school was like in the Not a Surf Popular video.
I've never asked I got a cheerleading chick.
You know, like she's not talking to me. I know that for sure. Like,
she's not even
like, no, have you seen the latest issue of Game Pro?
What is she had? Was it called House of Style? She had on.
Yeah,
MTV?
that's it, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was like massive.
And then, thankfully, my mom bought a bunch of magazines back in the day too.
Had Cindy Crawford on them.
Yeah.
I feel like
it was like a Vogue.
She was that one, man.
It's kind of a long quote, but
your dog just joined you.
Yeah, Gus just walked in.
What's up, Gus Bus?
He's like, Cindy Crawford?
That's my bitch. He's like,
Red Rocket.
I bet that tastes good.
Thank you, Gus.
Dude, currently Cindy Crawford is 58 years of age. She still makes appearances on random film and television. Of course, in 2015, she was actually in Taylor Swift's music video for Bad Blood.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, as one of the head mistresses, I believe
that was a period piece, right?
I mean, it may as well be. It's Taylor Swift, man. I only threw it in there because a lot of people are going to be like, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Because,
I've got this deep suspicion that not a lot of Taylor Swift fans watch our show, so we're probably
It's a possibility.
Pretty safe.
You never know, dude.
I'll tell you this, though. Like we talked about Cindy Crawford. She reminds me of the girl in high school, which leads me to this scenario of shit stuck in my head this week.
Hello, Governor. Move job while you white?
Don't touch me.
that was mainly for Leave, because that was a quote I found that we used to say all the fucking time when we were kids. We, for some reason, got stuck on that Simpsons line and would say that shit all the time. But yeah, that's
every time, dude. Yeah, I mean, that is what it is, though, dude. Like she would
say, "Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me." Like that's what she would be. Like again, she was the first woman that I could remember that was like a starlet that was just unbelievably unattainable.
Yeah.
Like by any man, myself, it was like she was otherworldly attractive in every way, shape, and form. Like that's how I viewed her.
Like Cindy Crawford was like, she was like the Revlon girl, and then somebody else was the what?
Yeah.
What was the other big makeup thing back then?
Maybelline? Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline, dude.
Who knows? Who cares? Well, let's.
None of the shit matters. It's all gonna be cut.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts? This entire episode is just going to be a Patreon episode.
She does have a thriving makeup and home care brand. If y'all want to go to her website,
I actually saw her at like I think it was like 3 or 4 a.m. I fell asleep with the TV on. And it was like when ads start running, and it was like something with her makeup. And I was like, I remember you.
Yeah, she's hit QVC status.
Yeah,
she sure has.
Hey, I mean, just keep doing your thing, honey. Maybe now you'll talk to us. I don't know. Like,
well. How the turntables.
So,
hit your boys up and be God. Let's rewind. Any one of us. Any one of us. It's fine.
So let's go ahead and move over to our number 7 on the list. Janet Jackson.
Nasty. Dude. Nasty boys. All the nasty boys.
I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but Janet is the reason that I hate the B-52s. Because when I was waiting for That's the Way Love Goes, or what's the other one, Chris, we just talked about? The black and white video.
Oh,
where she's on.
Yeah, fuck.
Love Will Never Do Without You.
Yeah, that's it. Something like that.
Yeah. So when I'm sitting on the love seat in the basement with my pants around my ankles, waiting for those to come on, the fucking B-52s came on every time.
Let's look at Chadwick's boner.
Call me, Chadwick.
It's as big as a whale.
Janet Jackson.
Oh man, everything looks. The TV adds 10 pounds.
Janet Jackson, born on May 16th, 1966.
Pick up
Janet was the youngest of a completely unknown family of 10 children.
Yeah.
She got her start performing, of course, with the Jackson 5 on their variety show in 1976 as a very, very young lady.
Man, so she's a family of 10 children, is that what you said? Man,
Jacksons are a 10.
I bet, like, just strictly statistically speaking, I bet at least one of those is a pedophile.
That little kid from the Jackson 5, he scares you too.
Oh, mark my words, Lou. There's something creepy about that young man.
I mean, 1 out of 10.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
She released various.
I toss them up, you hit them out of the park.
She released various solo albums, but in 1988, she released Rhythm Nation 1814, which peaked at #1 on the Billboard 200, going 6 times platinum and sold over 12 million copies. That is absolutely where I remember her from. Her music videos.
I remember Nasty Boys, like the Nasty Boys. You know, I remember that a little bit, but it was when that second album came out, and when she had like the curly hair and stuff, and she was like had the my god, like she was
that was the
gorgeous.
Cure Racism tour. That's where a lot of Southern white boys were like, I mean, they're not so bad.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've made a mistake.
Yeah.
And I remember from Rhythm Nation though, dude. With the the hat and I can tell you right now, though, throwback to Paula Abdul, you could see there the sort of. Now I'm not even sure if Paula Abdul was involved in that particular song, but you could see the choreography that was.
She
moving.
wasn't the choreography, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, she did a bunch of them.
Janet in Rhythm Nation was thick.
Yeah,
and I'm here for it.
I like it.
Chadwick likey bouncy. So
they're great.
But so I remember, like I said, I remember those early videos, and that was I was a big Michael Jackson fan, so I was like, it's Michael's sister. But it was when that stuff hit, and Beavis.
I think you weren't too big of a fan.
And then Beavis and Butthead had they were watching one of her videos, and that's when Beavis was up on the couch going.
What are you doing, Beavis? I'm doing my monkey boy.
Monkey boy.
Humping the couch. So that is also etched in my brain. We, of course, could not forget the, later on the Super Bowl Justin Timberlake, their whole what happened moment. So,
dude, hold on, that was insane. But let me just say, hold on, y'all have to remember the magazine cover. Was it Rolling Stone
with the hands?
Oh, with some random lucky bastard's hands cupping Janet Jackson's naked breasts?
Yep.
Every man on the planet wanted to be that hands. Man, dude. Please.
And the rest of us just had that poster on our wall.
Yep. And our hands were doing something else.
I mean, our hands were busy.
Yeah.
But you hear that first little drop from That's the Way Love Goes. Dum dum dum.
Yeah. Oh,
like, all right.
Down the bridges go immediately.
Not to mention, I mean, not to mention she was hot, but those songs are actually pretty fucking good. Going back and listening to them, really good songs. Like,
she's an insanely talented artist, of course.
Better than her brother, for sure.
Well, that's not
which one?
Yeah. Maybe Tito.
She's currently 58 years old. Janet Jackson is still writing, singing, and performing music, as we all know, and is currently, if you don't know, Shadway, on tour until through the end of July with special guest Nelly. And
so you have any of those
fucking stud
down the hatchet? Guys.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So number 6 is Kathy Ireland, who is gorgeous, just gorgeous. And so Shadwick used to do a little.
Look at that jawline.
Just
can we play it again?
Yeah. So like
one more time, dude.
Just.
That's
so hot.
God, dude.
Yeah. So Shadwick, you actually drew her, right? Not in person.
Yeah. So.
One of your French girls. Like,
it wasn't Titanic.
Yeah.
No. But I mean, she would have definitely left me to drown.
Yeah. Push your head down.
Yeah, man. I don't remember. It was some kind of a special Sports Illustrated like mega issue of the swimsuit edition. Oh, there were no articles. It was all just like photos from like the past 5 or 10 years or something. So it was her, Chrissy Brinkley, Vendela.
Vendela,
yeah.
So
Vendela,
and this was like when I was very first starting to draw, So I didn't know shit about shading or depth of color or anything like that. So
yeah, we'll put a couple of those in here, just and you can see young Shaddy's work, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was funny for my dad to watch me laying there in the living room on my stomach drawing those pictures because
well, you did believe
I had to readjust.
Yeah, you didn't want to sit up drawing them.
You're like, what are you doing down there, son?
Yeah. Your dad was like, I'm just going to borrow a couple of these, son, to show people the guys at work.
Yeah.
So what you got? Oh, Kathy Ireland. Okay.
So let's talk about when we first remember seeing her, and then we'll get into her statistics. I actually first remember seeing her on an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Really?
Oh, that movie!
Yes.
I didn't think anyone else remembered that movie. She did.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so she was on that, and then shortly after that, it was like I saw her on like Necessary Roughness or something.
I remember that one for sure.
But yeah, she was on this episode. She was on some shitty B movie. They had it on MST3K, and I was like, "Dear Lord, who is that?" And then I think they even mentioned her by name a couple times in the episode or something. But like, obviously,
I'm going to have to look that up.
Quite a fetching last.
It is, yeah. This is one of the girls that this is probably like her acting was, I wouldn't say was the greatest.
Yeah.
Yes. But she just has that like girl next door attitude. She doesn't have the face of the body.
No.
Like, this is yet another unattainable woman.
Like Playmate of the Year, Victoria
Silvstedt. Playmate of the Year.
Victoria Silvstedt.
We love her acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, her acting was not great, but I could honestly say like her attitude, just everything about her was just very girl next door. Despite that, she was like a smoking hot 10 in every other aspect. She was still like this she's sort of goofy.
Yeah.
That's in the movies,
which is attractive. Like which is
so hot.
If you were on Necessary Roughness, would you be in line to be the one that she kicked in the nuts just to say that she touched your dick?
I mean, I think. Yeah. I don't know if I would. Well, I guess I should.
Welcome to Foot. Welcome to Foot, ball.
No.
And you know that.
But yes.
And you know that big Samoan dude on there too. Like he was always like nice and like trying to protect her, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was just hoping. Like, I'm sure he helped her move.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Every person
she helped her. Yeah, every time she helped her move and got a free Little Caesars pizza out of it.
Yeah. He had to split a medium pizza 8 ways with 4 other dudes. Go home and beat off with a sore back.
Kathy Ireland, born on March 20th, 1963. Got her start modeling at the ripe age of 16. That's gross. When she was scouted at her high school by the same modeling agency that I forgot earlier. So here it is. Elite Model Agency. That's the actual name of the company.
So good to know they're gross.
I keep saying,
good to know they hire underage women to sexualize them. That is just
Toledo.
I keep saying Ford modeling because that's the only one I actually know, and it's because I met this chick like years ago, and she was going to school in Ohio, and I flew up there for like Valentine's Day weekend with her, and I was staying. I guess she had a house with like several other girls, and one of the girls there. Was a model, and she was talking about she modeled for Ford, and I was like, Ford Motor? I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And she's like, no, Ford modeling.
She's like, you're stupid,
you're a bitch.
oh, that's right, I'm trash.
Well, we always have Doritos.
Yeah, we always have Doritos because we're trash. So go ahead and finish reading off her accolades there, Lee.
She, of course...
or we can just show another picture of her.
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and show it again. Since then, she's appeared on covers of Teen, 17, Vogue, Cosmopolitan, of course, Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, just to name a few. In fact, her 1989 cover was awarded the greatest Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover of all time.
That's dope.
On the magazines.
Do we have that picture?
I'm sure in post.
In post. We're going to have to literally watch this episode with our pants off, which we are going to anyways.
You guys have pants on?
Currently, Kathy Ireland is 61 years old. She founded her clothing brand, Kathy Ireland Worldwide, in 1993, which has generated $3.1 billion in 2021 alone.
Wow. Well,
she gonna be all right.
Yeah.
She had a line in Kmart, I remember.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She actually released her clothing line originally in Kmart and I believe Target and a few other like general stores. And yeah, she is and Kathy Ireland's a billionaire.
And she also made a brief appearance, a cutout of her made an appearance on a Family Guy episode where Peter banged the cardboard cutout in the shower. And that is what it was. So
I promised myself I was not going to do this, but I'm looking her up right now. I just got to see because
do it.
Honestly,
do it. Her Sports Illustrated was the best of all time.
You said she's 61.
She is 61 years of age currently.
So she's 5 years younger than my parents.
But look at her though.
Yep.
Chadwick's like, 3.1 billion. Daddy's got to go do some work. I'll be back.
Well, okay. I'm back.
All right, cool. So that's let's go ahead and move on to numero 5. Number 5 is going to be Terry Hatcher from the Lois and Clark fame. I believe is where we probably all first remember seeing her from, or am I wrong on that?
Everybody except for me. I'm going to start out with this. I missed the boat on Terry Hatcher. I don't know who the fuck this was. I did not watch Desperate Housewives. I did not watch Lois and Clark or Lois and was it Lois and Clark? Yeah, the new Superman. Yeah. I didn't watch that. Never seen her. Completely don't know who this person is.
What about Tango and Cash?
I did not remember her being in that.
She was Stallone's sister.
No way. No, I don't remember. Now, I've watched Tango and Cash a lot of times. Did not realize that was her. Okay.
But this is the only time I will ever say this about anyone. I prefer her with shorter hair.
Yeah.
Not above the shoulder, because that's trash. That's ridiculous.
that's ludicrous.
But the first two seasons of Lois and Clark, I don't know if it was the character.
Yeah.
Like, she was just like so bubbly and fucking gorgeous. And I don't know, man. And maybe it was the haircut that made her like look a little heavier. Like, she had that
just a little thicker,
like a little cherub face, you know?
Yeah, it wouldn't. Then Hollywood
that did the trick.
Well, Hollywood got hold, unfortunately, and
she didn't even actually make it out of that Lois and Clark series. By like season 3, she cut her hair real short and she lost a lot of weight, and I was done.
Yeah, to the two ladies that are watching.
Yeah, we want you to be healthy.
Yeah, to the two women that are watching this podcast, like, you've been lied to. No man wants a skinny, tiny skeleton waif. If you do, you're a weirdo. I'm shaming you right now. I don't give a fuck, guys. If you're like into super skinny women, you're gross, you're disgusting, and you don't represent the majority of us. You just are. Like, you're strange.
But don't be fooled. We don't want Mama June either.
We want to pick a hog that has pizzazz and knows how to work it, girl.
There's a fucking balance.
I want that one. I want that one.
Some skinny and butter.
I thought that went without saying. We want you to be healthy, nonetheless. But damn,
so we won't spend a whole lot of time here on Terry Hatcher. Just that was one.
Let me blast it.
That was one of those. We just, hey, we.
The
personality in Lois and Clark was great.
Blame it on me. That was my pick.
No. I accept it. It made me go and look her up, and then I remembered all the stuff she's been in since then. So let me blast through this real quick. Born on December 8th, 1964, and also known as Hatch. I don't know why that's on IMDb. That's her nickname.
Is that like hatchet wound?
It's literally.
Jesus,
that's her name. It's her name, dude.
No,
she got her first.
Can't be right.
No.
She got her first acting role. This is a throwback. You'll like this for those of you who are our age. She got her first acting role as a singing, dancing mermaid on the television series The Love Boat, 1977.
Wow.
The plane.
She went
guy?
on.
Yeah, the plane. Actually, that's Fantasy Island. That's not the same show.
Damn you people.
The plane guy from Fantasy Island. Chachu. I got a chachu.
Go back to your shanties. She went on to play one of her most notable roles in 1993 as Lois Lane and the television series Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, and later in 2004 as Susan Mayer on Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, she was
talented,
pretty big in that.
extremely talented actress.
Yeah. I didn't watch it back then. I've watched a few episodes like later on. And she was just like a neurotic mess, and again, like I couldn't find her attractive because she was so skinny and
she's always maintained a very
she did do
lightweight.
She did do a movie with what's the dude that played the T-1000? Robert Patrick, is that right?
Robert, yeah, I think so.
She did a movie with him, and I cannot remember the name of it now, but she did expose the girls, and they're real and they're spectacular.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Which is excellent.
Currently, she is 59 years of age. She's still an actress, still acting, of course. She's a A-list star now, thanks to Desperate Housewives. She also started a now defunct YouTube channel called Hatching Change. I wish the puns would end. I don't know why she continually just.
She's like, hey, and then we're gonna put a kitty cat on top of a printer called a copycat. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, she has one. She has one coming out in August. A new channel called Hatchet Wounds.
No.
She talks about the trauma.
It's
the trauma of Hollywood.
It's her OnlyFans channel.
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Oh no, that's a typo. You were looking up Terry Snatcher.
Arsenio, baby. She's actually a talented cook, winning celebrity episodes of Chopped and the Great British Bake Off in 2018.
Wow. Yeah, she cooks a lot. She just doesn't eat anything.
Yeah, I mean, so that'll further my my grown woman mommy fetish. Like, thank you for that.
But she was also known for that famous line I said a minute ago on Seinfeld. There was an episode where he was dating her and he was all about her boobs and he didn't know if they were real or not.
Yes.
And just by pure accident, Elaine was in the sauna with her, tripped, fell, grabbed her boobs. And by this time, Jerry has already decided that he was going to break up with her because he thought they were fake, which I don't understand. But then Elaine comes back and she goes, I think they're real. So then he's all about it again.
Yeah.
And she finds out his neuroticism.
By the end of the episode, she figures out what's going on, and she's like,
and by the way, they're real and they're spectacular.
which is hilarious because I remember that episode and I did not know that was her.
Wow.
Like, just that is actually like the cherry on top of Terry Hatcher's.
I'll be damned if she wasn't also on 2.5 Men.
Jesus Christ.
I saw that on the list.
She's just running through it, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She's an actress, man. She's been there. She's been in.
Did the episode end with her saying they're real and they're spectacular, and then it frozen Jerry's face, and he's like, "Bing, ba-ding, ding, ding, bing, ding, 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 ding." No! All right, man. Let's move on to
go next.
Number 4.
Go next.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Lord Jesus.
She's how old now? Okay, she was born in 74, so she's 5 years. She's 5 years older than me.
It doesn't. None of this matters.
There you go, Leaf. Yeah, down the hatch, cilantro.
I loved Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
when I was growing up,
dude.
Like,
I have a personal relationship with that as well.
And I'm gonna be honest, I was there for the stories. I wasn't even there for the hot piece.
Yeah, but
because the way that they dressed her, she really wasn't that hot. You could see the potential.
No,
she was very like.
I think
she was very girl next door.
I got something to say.
Well,
on
see,
that.
I think she was very girl next door, but I think she was hotter because it made me think. Because obviously you see that she is attractive. They're kind of just like dumbing her down. But then me at 11 or 12, I'm like, well, maybe I got a shot. Yeah, because she's not the the 10 that there's like Cindy Crawford. She's not going to give you the time of day.
You're like, I don't have a soul glow or dimples like Mario Lopez, but I am a smart ass like Zach Morris. So
I'd be like, maybe, hey, I probably aged better than him. So there we go.
I could tell you two things on that. Like, I 100% agree with you guys. Like, she had that, she was incredibly hot, but she was that like closer to our age. Yeah. Where she seemed attainable, like Cindy Crawford and some of these other Janet Jackson, they were just like for those of us who grew up in the '90s, they were born just a little earlier than we were, so they just seemed so much more.
There was no chance.
Like,
you knew
mature.
There was not that there was a chance. Period, but you like to entertain the thought of being like. Maybe.
Of course you do. We all do. I think women and men can agree on this at least that, when you look at somebody with your celebrity crushes, one of the criteria generally is like, are they within my realm of fantasy, because maybe there's an outside chance. Like, they weren't like Kathy Ireland or Cindy Crawford. Those women were just beyond us.
Right.
Like, you just look at them as on a pedestal. But Tiffany Amber Thiessen was one of the first women I was like, I think there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Now, fast forward, we all outkicked our coverage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. In real life, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was because we thought...
Pay attention, kids.
Yeah.
Just be funny.
Or think you're funny. Either one's fine,
Develop your sense of humor. Try. You have to try. It's not going to, like Norm Macdonald's was the greatest comedians ever. He has that it factor, but he didn't get to where he was because he just sat on that. Like, he worked on his craft.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
we can get
he started smoking.
Gentlemen.
He started smoking, so he looked cool.
Dude.
And that's what it was. Also, to Chadwick's point, I just want to say that, on the show, they did sort of like dumb her down, but what they didn't do was dumb her down on the Saved by the Bell posters.
Yeah,
because she was underage, and if you Google it, I'm not saying you should, it's disgusting to understand how young she was.
Chadwick's like disgusting.
What is it you're talking about? Because I don't remember this.
Oh, okay. You can literally
just
Google
look up
it.
her Saved by the Bell posters.
Yeah, just look up Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell.
Pretty.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And hey, hold on though. It wasn't just her. They did the same thing to the men too. They had AC Slater. They had Zach Morris.
She's 16, 17, 18 when this is going on. So,
and they had them shirtless as well. Yeah. They sexualized a lot of the people on Saved by the Bell, and I just wanted to mention that.
So she's
underage.
She's wearing a bikini top.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and there's multiple versions of her in crop tops and
which
very
for
scantily
us at the time
clad.
Was fine because we were also underage. So
yes, we were also of that age, and I want to say that I have a special attachment to her because when I was actually paralyzed in 1993, and they sent me off to like handy camp, is what I call it. So that I could learn to like reevaluate my life. Like Chadwick really liked that one. So they took me off, and like I went to this like basically in Atlanta, Shepherd Spinal Center. That's what it was called then. It's Shepherd Center, I think now. But they taught me basically everything I needed to know, like on how to live like in a wheelchair. And let me tell you, this show. And it was in its entirety, like mostly, I think it was reruns. Even then, in 1993, yes, it was in syndicated. So it was, dude. It actually, for some reason, even to this very day, was very cathartic to me. Yeah, it was like watching that show just sort of reminded me of being normal. Yeah, which is obviously it's nothing like real life or normal life, but it was some semblance of that, and it was so fun to watch because all of the people on there felt like they were my age. No, actually, in reality, they were a little older than I was, right? Yeah. Like, I was born in 1978. Tiffany Amber Thiessen was born on January 23rd, 1974. She, of course, got her start modeling at 8 years old, which is gross.
That's disgusting.
and competing in several beauty pageants. Yeah. Also disgusting.
Where is
Before
she
finally...
from?
I did not write that down.
America.
I believe it's L.A. I'm pretty sure it's California. Yeah. She eventually did win Miss Junior Miss America. It's just horrible. She first appeared in a TV commercial for Peaches and Cream Barbie before going on to the role that we all remember as a cheerleader on the NBC series Saved by the Bell in 1989. So when I was watching it was 1992, 93.
Yeah.
Is when I was watching it. And so this is, like Chris said, syndication, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a show that was really comforting to me. And even right now, I'm not exactly sure psychologically why it was so enjoyable for me to watch.
Well, I mean, it was normal, right? It was like kids going to school, which you couldn't go to right at that point, right?
Have you gone back and watched it recently?
I've seen a few episodes recently. And I feel estranged from the show. It doesn't feel quite the same. Obviously, it's fake. Clearly, like everyone knows that. When I was that young, when I was 13 or 14, you know, in that
you were
situation.
also like removed from school too, right? So when you got paralyzed, for those that don't know, like you had to go, like you were out of school for like half a year or a year.
Half a year,
and
and my parents didn't want me to fall behind, so they hired a tutor to kind of make sure that I wasn't pulled back for an entire year. And you know, that was probably one of the, like, on a side note, one of the best scholastic experiences of my life, far beyond like learning like in a classroom with other, you know, mutants who didn't want to be there. Et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, like that was a really unique time of my life, dude. And honestly, like it, Saved by the Bell, like seemed to ground me in a lot of ways because I felt as if they understood or I was in the same realm as them. Again, even though they were older than me, it felt really, really cathartic to watch, you know, people who were in high school where, you know, I was about to be in, and they were sort of in the same, you know, age group as I was, again, which wasn't true.
We're going to just have to do an episode on Saved by the Bell because all of that shit you just said is great. And I got stories too. Like it came on at what, 10:30 on Saturday mornings? Yeah. Right? I remember I would go out and play in the mornings on Saturday with my friends, and then about 10:15 I'd go back to the house. It's
time to bounce. Go watch some Saved by the Bell.
And then I'd come back outside and they'd be like, "How's Saved by the Bell?" I'm like,
dude.
All right, you caught me. It was great.
You got me, Sherlock.
Sherlock.
Bro, it was
a lot better than hanging out with you.
It was such an insanely, and it wasn't just Tiffany Amber Thiessen. It was all the cast. Like the characters just felt like home to me. Like strangely enough, and like you said, we need to do an episode where we can really go into it. But specifically, obviously, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was the hot cheerleader, you know, the desirable one. Although there were a lot of hot girls on there who had their own merits. She's obviously currently 50 years old, still working as an actress and a homemaker.
That's fine.
She maintains a vigorous social media presence and has a website where you can find pictures of various other things that she is interested in and doing.
How much time was there between Saved by the Bell and 90210?
I mean, maximum.
Her first episode was 94.
Okay.
So 94. So it would have been 5 years, 6 years max.
So that's right in line with my thinking because she was 20 years old. I had not seen her for a little while. I had never watched a second of 90210, and I remember I was just like channel surfing, and I just happened to go on, I think it was Fox maybe, and she was changing clothes. She was in like black underwear, and at first I didn't realize who it was, and I was like, holy shit.
If it isn't Mom Frere.
God damn. She grew into a woman.
Right in front of your eyes. Speaking of growing into a woman, I think that'll take us over to number 3, which will just... Everyone knows the music. We thought we'd just lump these all into one, the Baywatch Girls. But we talked about this off air, but this song fucks. He's saying, I'll be there.
I'll be ready. Right there, that one.
This drummer's laying down some solid skin work too, man.
Is that a real drum, or is that like a drum? Is that like the
I think that's
machine?
Real. Yeah. But anyway,
is that real?
So
those are real? I don't think so.
So anyway,
I'll be ready.
But everybody's
and I guarantee every one of us was ready.
Oh yeah,
we all were, dude.
Everybody's pretty lucky that we were just doing this before we went on the air because it was just a constant us singing that song.
I want to know why this made the list. Like, why was this bait? Why did y'all choose the? Is it just because there were so many hot starlets?
It's Pamela Anderson and Yasmin Bleeth but then like, and who's the other one?
Nicole Eager.
Yeah, Nicole Eager.
A ton of them.
But so like,
and even I can't remember her name, but she was in that Steven Seagal movie Under Siege.
Yeah,
she popped out of the cake.
Oh yeah,
she was on there too.
But so like that's why we just said
about
Baywatch is like, because it was, you could take up an entire list with people from Baywatch.
You could. We could have just done an episode on this. Is why I was wondering, like, what made y'all choose this one specifically? Because it's a.
Chris, you can throw this in post, but the shot of Pamela Anderson, it's like a side shot. I don't understand why there's not more respect given to side boob.
That turn you on? Well, it shouldn't, because that's my side boob.
Oh,
I mean,
I agree with that. Or under boob for my money.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or under boob. I don't know.
I love all the boob.
Yes,
man, me too, dude. Baywatch is a long running action drama series. And follows the adventures of a team of lifeguards on a crowded resort beach in Los Angeles, California, and also later on in the series, Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. How were the titties?
It feels like a bag of sand.
Bags of sand.
It's Hawaii and Los Angeles. What do you think? Fake and big.
Yeah. Bags of sand.
It stars, of course,
bags
David
of sand.
It stars. Hold on.
Stupid.
Hold on, let me mark this for Chris. It stars David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. He just wanted the damn burger, man. We've all been there. Fuck his family. Like, he just wanted a burger. That's all he wanted, man. He just,
hold on, I need some
medicine.
I need something to drink.
Yasmin Bleeth, she was in basketball, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on, I'll get to that. Hold on, yeah.
Oh, and someone else was too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, stars David Hasselhoff and was created by Michael Burke, Douglas Schwartz, and Gregory J. Bonin and Baywatch.
Created by three guys.
Huh. Yeah, figure.
Three dudes. Oddly enough, no one were involved in the creation of Baywatch.
I would have thought that was woman-owned.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
I bet that tastes good.
It's three.
You think that's how the meeting went? They're like, I want to create something where every male aged 12 to 67 looks at it and says,
I bet that tastes good.
We don't know what he says, but we assume that it does taste good. So yeah,
for those of you who don't know, Baywatch ran for 11 seasons.
That's fucking wild.
Gentlemen, thoughts on that? 11 freaking seasons of Baywatch, not a throwaway.
How many different...
That's why there were so many
it's
different starts.
Well, because they kept having to just like recreate and reuse. Because, I mean, let's just be honest, how many different ways are you going to fucking save somebody from a shark attack? Like, I mean, like, dude, you're jumping. I mean, I think the dudes from WCW in an episode where, like, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan were fighting Vader on the beach or something.
I need to ask.
I'm going to tell you
Chadwick, go, but I have a question to ask.
So we leave the TV on for the dog, just like so there's no like ambient noise coming in from outside that upsets him or whatever, and a lot of the streaming services like they've cut off after so long, so we do the Samsung TV whatever it is, and there's a Baywatch channel, so it just plays nonstop.
Yeah, nice.
And
you're kidding me.
So I came in from work not long ago, and that was playing, and I watched about 15 minutes of it, and it was total T-rash,
dude. It is
dog shit.
It's awful. I mean,
which is what.
It was.
Y'all already.
It was just this side of like Skinamax.
Yep.
But they would throw in these like montages of people like fucking dancing on the beach with the music playing over it. It was garbage.
I was gonna that was my question. Like, you both already answered it. Did either of y'all watch it? Because I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I absolutely did not. I absolutely did not watch it.
I watched it.
Like, the women were not enough.
Yeah. I watched it for like 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4.
So watch it just in increments, When he missed the Janet Jackson video, he turned on Baywatch.
Never full episode.
After Fred Snyder yelled at him, he turned it to Baywatch, and then finished his
What are you doing that with in your hand?
The problem with me is like people are just like, well, I watch Baywatch for the women and the sex appeal. Bro, let me tell you something about Baywatch. It is not as much as everyone. There's not much tits and ass as everyone would have you believe.
Yeah.
It absolutely is not. And every time I watch this fucking show, all it was thrusting dudes in their abs and their drama, and I didn't get to see it. I got bored and annoyed. So I don't know how y'all sat. There's no way you guys just got lucky every time. You literally sat there and you watched David Hasselhoff's hairy chest until you got to the good part, and you're lesser of a man for it because I turned shit off immediately.
That's called foreplay.
It's very true.
No.
Oh boy.
Standout starlets on this show were, of course, Pamela Anderson, who I don't think individually made the list, so we need to talk about her. Yasmin Bleeth, who was in, of course,
Basketball,
the 1997 comedy classic. If you haven't watched this, Basketball, created by creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker of South Park fame.
Genius.
And
hey, Chris,
yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna do hamster style anymore.
That's fine.
Dude,
I still smell that newspaper.
Still smell it. That is one of the best. So she was on that. Yasmin Bleeth was on that. But I want to talk about Pamela Anderson because I think
she's gotten a resurgence lately too, because they had that Pam and Tommy series that dropped, I think, last year.
I mean, Pamela Anderson.
Really?
Pamela Anderson is pretty synonymous with Baywatch.
Yeah.
Like, she left Tool Time, right? Home Improvement.
Yeah.
She was the original Tool Time girl, and then they replaced her with Debbie Dunning. That was her name.
Okay.
Anyway, did she leave Home Improvement to go to Baywatch?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I feel really sorry.
Professionally, that was probably a good thing for her. She's like, what could I do that really show off my best assets?
That's true. And then
I feel really
Tommy Lee.
I feel really upset about that, dude. Like when I think about it,
she still has hip pain from that.
I mean, worse than that.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee not jumping off the boat.
Oh yeah. Good call.
Gross.
I feel sorry for Pamela Anderson because somehow Kim Kardashian was turned her literal pornographic escapades into a multi-billion-dollar organization, and Pamela Anderson was years before Kim Kardashian did the same thing. And got
Pamela's mom wasn't there to shoot that. So
yeah, I mean,
if her dad represented OJ.
I'm just saying,
if she already had that star power behind her.
Yeah, no, but I'm with you though. Like, and that sucks. It's because it's the time and place.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not fair. Like, Pamela Anderson should have billions of dollars too. Like, if you can get famous for sucking D, on a home video that no one was supposed to see. Like, Kim Kardashian turned that into a multi-billion-dollar organization. Yeah, with a B. And Pamela Anderson did the same thing, tried to cover it up. She's not a porn star.
Well, Pamela Anderson's the tape was stolen. Like, they didn't release that.
Yes.
That was tape. Like,
they didn't even.
She was like a victim in the whole thing, and they actually they've kind of hit on it recently, and there's been a kind of more of a push of a kind of what was Pamela thing, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
because. To your point, if that had happened today, shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Shit. And shit. And again,
that's twice you've beat me by 1 second or something.
For her, it's depressing because you're right. You're absolutely right. In another time period, and this was before the people really accepted pornography or women who did pornography, and my heart goes out to them. Like, typically, like, you know, I'm gonna like accept the consequences of your own actions, but in this situation, it's like accept the consequence of your own actions of your own time.
Yeah,
because nowadays things are wildly different, and it's not fair for Pamela to be sort of ostracized as she was for doing what she did. When again, Kim Kardashian's
private footage.
Those
private
girls,
footage.
Those girls today are just trying to pay their way through college.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason she doesn't have her shirt on is because that library was hot.
Look, strippers come in threes. I learned from the goods. College student, single mom, cokehead.
Mm-hmm.
Co-parent,
drug addict,
cokehead. Yeah,
cokehead. But you said co-parent.
No,
I was like,
cokehead.
I mean, I know some.
No.
Kids are expensive.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So,
so there's one more. She wasn't as big a star as Pamela or Yasmin Bleeth, but Nicole Eggert came from Charles in Charge. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah,
one,
man.
with Scott Baio.
He's in charge of our days and our nights.
And Pink Eye.
Pink Eye.
He gave someone pink eye in South Park. That's all I know. All right.
Was that was a pilot episode, right?
Yeah.
Or no? Or was it?
Yeah.
But no, she wasn't the big breasted variety of her co-stars, but she had a bit of a sultriness about her, and she did a movie called Blown Away with the Coreys. Corey Haim, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
And if anybody has stayed with us long enough to this point in the episode, you're probably going to want to check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
need to check it out.
I don't know where you could find it, but it's worth a search if you haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it in the link in the bottom of the comment section if we find it.
All right, so
make sure you subscribe for that.
Let's move on to number 2, which is going to be Carmen freaking Electra. Bro, she hasn't aged, and it's nuts. Like one of the last pictures I saw of her, was nuts. And but back then,
the last picture of her you saw has nut on it, baby.
I saw back when she first the first I remember seeing her, I believe, was on MTV, because didn't she have a video or something? She had an album, and I think we'll get into that. But I was like, Jesus, tap dancing Christ, who is this?
What? I can't remember what it was. Was it Singled Out? Is that
she was on that? Yeah,
I know
she was on that. I got a list.
I know I was introduced to her through MTV somehow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I know what I can tell you.
Fucking eyes.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she's so hot. All right, let me get into the boring shit so we can expound about the glories of Carmen Electra. Born on April 20th, 1972, she first got her boost, this is strange or interesting, when a scout for Prince spotted her fronting for a rap group, and she and then later released a self-titled album in 1993. She also hosted
a musical album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Really?
And yes, she actually was a musician. She could sing, believe it or not. I know no one was. No one cares
one of her
about
videos
Carmen Electra.
Was on Beavis and Butthead. They watched one of her videos.
And it's as good as anything you would hear from Pop at that time, in my personal opinion.
Same here.
She's extremely talented as a singer.
I know, but I didn't know she was a singer too.
Yes, she was. She also hosted a stint on the MTV famed show Singled Out in 1995, where a few starlets got their start. She's been in.
What was the concept of that show? Was it a dating?
It was a dating show.
So it'd basically be wasn't there one contestant, and then there'd be 50 dudes, and then they would weed them out certain ways, and then one dude would win.
Yeah. So
and then
correct.
So you would have this sounds like prostitution.
Well, they actually called him second suitor because suitor number 2 sounded like a bathroom code.
Oh, Gil, would you just shut the fuck up?
The concept was you had like one man or one woman, right? And I guess they would do both of them.
They would swap.
And so what you would do is, like, if you were on the show, Chadwick.
They didn't have any trans people on there?
Damn it.
This is 1993. No. Of course not.
Are you saying that was something that was just invented?
Yeah. RuPaul existed.
RuPaul absolutely existed. This was a different generation. And so what you would do is, so if you were on the show, Chadwick, it would be you would do a survey. And the first question would eliminate like half the contestants.
If I'm on the show, I'm taking the role of the guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You are the dude.
I'm with you.
And you would say, they would ask you a question, Chadwick, like what is something about yourself that no one would know? And all the girls would get that question and they would answer. And if they answered incorrectly, a good chunk of them would be eliminated. And you would be left with, and you would go on so on and so forth as you went down until you were left.
So there was
with
it's like a 22-minute show. They would do one guy would be on like the first 11 minutes, then one girl would be on the second 11 minutes, or vice versa. And so that's all it was.
Right.
All it was basically the dating game.
So one guy whoring himself off, then one girl whoring herself.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like the dating game. But they were like, what if we did the dating game? There's like 50 people, and they're like, it's never been done before. Genius.
And they're like, that'll never work unless we have some super hot hosts.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, and that's what it was. And so Carmen Electra, and I believe our number one, which we'll get to soon, Carmen Electra was the second like hot girl host on there, and like part of the appeal of that show was to watch her.
Yep.
Carmen Electra was smoking hot, and she would make jokes, and she was hosting
She was good
it.
to be flirty with the camera.
She was really good, man. Like, she was insanely good for what she did.
All she had to do was open her eyes.
Yeah, no shit.
Basically,
Jesus.
like, and every dude was there for the show, regardless of who was. But then you would also get to see a lot of hot women, and if you were into that kind of thing, like a lot of really attractive men.
Yeah.
There were spring breakers a lot of times, and I can guarantee you, this is where you remember her, because a lot of people that don't remember that show, what they remember is after that show ended, or even after its stint. Do you remember MTV Spring Break?
Oh yeah.
She absolutely Carmen Electra dominated the MTV, even more so than our number one, because she was everywhere, dude. And so they did a version of Singled Out that was Spring Break. They had all kinds of other shows, and she hosted a good portion of all of those shows, or the ones that I remember anyways.
And I mean, it's really sad, like what happened with her though. Like, not long after, like, I guess she was probably like the peak, and Dennis Rodman put his giant dick in her and just ruined her for the rest of the world. She was just for looking at after that.
Yeah. The poor girl made it into work.
Just ask Sandra, the waitress over there. We had a great time last night. Tough girl, made it into work.
No one wanted to follow Dennis Rodman.
Why would they?
As a follow-up?
I would have tried, but
I mean,
Chadwick's like,
hello. I'm like tying off to the bedpost. Like, all right, I'm gonna fall in.
Make sure you do a sailor knot.
No. Carmen Electra has been in numerous films, but she first and obviously most notably appeared in the television show Baywatch in 1996. If for those of you who don't remember MTV and remember, all of that, the majority of people remember her from being on Baywatch. Currently, she is 52 years of age, originally born Tara Leah Patrick, but as of this year, she officially changed her name to Carmen Electra. I know everybody was waiting for that one. Those still interested can find her on OnlyFans. Yeah. She currently is offering a 90% off her naked cat emoji, taco emoji pics. Not sure what that means.
Does that mean? That's weird.
For only $17.
A bargain.
She's partnered with Hatchet Wounds.
all we're trying to do is expose these businesses for everyone.
You sign up for Carmen Lecture's OnlyFans, you get half off hatchet wounds.
You
2 for 1.
You need
buy one get one half off.
You guys need to hurry before it's water emoji gone, heart emoji.
Is that literally what you picked up out of that? That's fucking hilarious. Wow.
That is 100% legitimate.
Wow.
What Carmen Electra is doing right now. That is not a joke.
Well,
you guys,
good for Carmen and good for my bank account. I know where I'm going after the show. So let's.
Hold on. Can wait about 45 minutes. I'll be over there.
Can we do a 2 for 1 or? I mean, I'll go back to back, but I'm not 100% on this. So
I'm good for half skis.
Yeah. So all right, man. Let's go to our absolute number one crush, which I definitely feel this. Shadwick feels it, and Leaf also feels it. Our number one is Jenny McCarthy. Jesus Christ. So,
dude, I don't even like blondes necessarily, but this was just something else, dude. This is something else.
So,
Jenny McCarthy was
she had it all, dude. She made those
those
goofy faces.
Oh God, she still does.
Yes, man. She does those goofy. I'm gonna say it. Those goofy faces.
Yeah, man. Like
but who cares?
Dude, not only
it makes her
she
feel,
was the girl next door.
It makes her feel approachable because you're like, oh, she's goofy and funny. Like, and she'd be like raunchy and shit too, and you're like, well, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I make raunchy jokes.
Yeah.
Surely she would laugh at my raunchy jokes. We watched her. Well, we'll get into it.
Only problem with her jokes, they're not any good.
She just had that.
I'll send those finger paintings you bring home and they suck.
Born on November the 1st, 1972, she began her career in 1993 as a model. She began her acting career on a little-known MTV show, as we've mentioned before, called Singled Out. 1995 to 1997. Her first film debut, as we mentioned, along with Yasmin Bleeth, was a little-known comedy film by South Park creators Trey Parker and Stone.
And I'm sure you're going to cut in that clip.
Yes.
Right?
That's 2 rooms done. Boy, those corners are tricky.
That feels good.
I just got all this chrome off this bumper.
So amazing, dude. Yeah, that's the first time. Guys, 100%. First time I ever saw her. Singled Out, the MTV dating show. She was charismatic. She was, like Chris mentioned, like you mentioned, she was very, very girl next door, laughed at dirty jokes, made me feel like, dude, if I had 10 minutes alone with her, we'd be like best friends, and maybe I could get a handy under my coat jacket or under the table.
I thought you only like
theater.
I thought you only like on top of the pants stuff.
Whatever,
dude. For her, I'd make an exception.
All right, so
that's it.
I may have said this before, but she was the first and only person that I ever bought Playboy material for.
Nice,
dude. I bought the magazine, and she had a video.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that decision now, years later?
I mean, the carpal tunnel passed.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go and check my mail over there.
His wrist is stronger than ever now.
I had a good 3 weeks of making good decisions in post-nut clarity.
And did your love for Jenny McCarthy still remain after all this is over?
I love her so much. I will watch the Masked Singer to see her.
No, she's still
and that
gorgeous.
Show sucks.
Julie watches that, and I'll also watch it because of that. She's still gorgeous, and
she is. She must tape those puppies into her dress because they don't.
Yeah,
they just don't fall.
Got to get a glimpse of those warlocks.
There's I don't see how they don't fall out.
So I saw her on Singled Out first and foremost. Chris, is it the same with you? And then
I
Sherwood,
saw her on Singled Out, and then I got a disc of her Playboy photos from a dude that emailed it to us at your house, and I downloaded them to a disc, and then actually never got to see any of the pictures because my computer was ancient and it took like 6 years for it to boot up. And every time I'd hear my mom coming down the hall, and I'm like, God damn it, no, like turning the monitor off.
You know what? As big of an event as that was for me, I have no idea where I bought that stuff.
How you did, because you would have been 18, right?
Yeah, you would have been really.
Wait, were you 18?
I don't know.
No way, because that Playboy was
just
early.
Was she in Playboy
multiple times?
Before? Was she?
Yes,
yeah,
I'm looking it up. Yeah, she was in it before Singled Out.
Yeah. So did I see Singled Out, and I was like, man, I wondered if this chick's ever been in Playboy.
I mean, I don't know. There wasn't an internet. I don't know how we found out anything back then, to be honest.
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, same.
Me and Leaf's brother had some porno magazines stashed in a tree at one point. So in the woods,
like Boo Radley,
dude. Yes,
she was Playboy Playmate of the Year. She was Playboy. She was Playmate of the Month in 1993. And Playmate of the Year in 1994.
Boob Radley.
Boob Radley. Yeah, broke my arm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know when you guys.
So you would have been under 18. So kudos to that store clerk that sold you a Playboy.
I don't.
Classic.
I mean, maybe. I do know I had a friend with an older brother that bought us stuff like that. So
yeah, that checks out.
Maybe that was it.
Well,
yeah,
she is definitely my number one.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, like we talked about. And
currently, she's definitely. I mean, you just like again. I don't even typically go for blonde girls, but this is just number one. Yeah. It is what it is. You can't deny how insanely hot she was, but also, and again, we've mentioned this, and still is, and we've mentioned this before. The charisma, the attitude, it matter. All of that matters, ladies. Like it freaking matters. Currently, she's 51 years old and has her own daily talk show on Sirius XM called Dirty, Sexy, Funny. And also tours the country with her entourage of female comedians on the show with the same name.
Oh.
So if y'all want to catch that, I need to. If it comes near anywhere we live, we need to go, gentlemen.
Very interesting.
Is this a video podcast?
No, this is
it's on Sirius XM.
It is.
But I bet it is.
It's serious. It's video and audio, and of course she tours the country with the group of ladies she does that with.
Do I want to pay $4.99 a month to be able to watch her?
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
So
probably. She's still
guys.
Still
final thoughts on these, and I just have this overwhelming feeling that this episode is either going to have a delayed release or going to be a Patreon exclusive after what we just did. With
my release is not going to be too delayed.
With certain guests pending for our podcast, probably not a great idea to release this one.
Yeah, we're going to hold off.
So anyway, we'll talk more off air about those decisions. But I don't know, pretty solid list, pretty fun trip down memory lane. And if you guys,
this is a good general list, and the reason that I know I joked before, I don't know if it'll make it into the podcast, but I joked about it not having Gillian Anderson from the X-Files or some of the other nerdy women. But I will say this is a very, very good list because even though I'm a gigantic nerd, this did hit pretty hard with me because I remember 99% of these women, and they were exceptional beyond belief. So it's like, even if you I'm interested to know if we left any out that are just absolute bangers.
Yeah,
so if you want to comment those, if you listen to this podcast and you're like, listen, I need to tell you who was the hottest beyond these girls.
Yeah.
I think that we did a good job. Yeah. Honestly, what is it? 1990, 94, early 90s,
early 90s
to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a good list.
And we keep getting emails. We're getting a lot of questions from listeners, but they're sending them through email. Just put them in the comments.
Yeah, put them in the comments.
Because other people probably have the same question, And
yes,
we want to interact through a public forum.
Yeah, man.
So
we will
just put it in the
respond to your comments. Trust, we will answer you.
We got you, man. So, guys, with that, good job, and we'll go ahead and take it over to our Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
Here, I think the reason I most look forward to China ruling the earth is that all of their last names sound like slang for cock.
She said, allegedly, that's ignorant.